Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of TalkingWithHeroes.com talk show program, our online news site. Thank you for your service.us. I am Bob Calvert, your host, here with Anna Sophie Hickson. Couldn't get her on the camera this time. Do you see that, guys? She ran. Anyway, we're here in Garry Owen in Iraq with Fort Carson's 3BCT 4ID Task Force 18 Infantry with Alpha Battery 329 Field Artillery. And all of the soldiers here today are involved in one way or another with provincial reconstruction activities. And so what we're going to do now is come back here and continuing hearing some of their story.
PFC Zachary Callahan. I'm 19 years old and I've been in for about a year and a half. Like a lot of the other guys, I don't have much to compare to, but from what I've seen, what we do out here is pretty substantial. You can tell it makes a difference in a lot of people's lives. When we roll through the towns, people wave to us. They like us. The kids come running out to the streets to say hi. They like a lot of what we do because we make a difference, from building big courthouses to helping them with greenhouses and helping them make their farms better, to just putting a simple gym into their town to help them out. You can tell it makes a difference in their lives, what we do.
Staff Sergeant Kenneth Sargent. I've been in the Army for 8 and a half years. I've been deployed 4 times to Iraq, from Fountain, Colorado by way of Killeen, Texas. I've been in this unit for 8.5 years. I deployed in 2003 with the initial push. I've had 4 deployments. I've done pretty much everything that we've trained up to do, except for what we're doing right now. Me and Sergeant First Class Obermiller, we've seen the negative side of combat. We've done the raids, we've done the 4 or 5 patrols a day, the no sleep, and every deployment that we've had gets easier in a way, because our mission always changes. The threat is always there. The threat will always be here, but the mission always changes. And we have to adapt to whatever new mission is given to us. As a brigade combat team, obviously we're trained to do combat. Recently we've been switched to an advise and assist brigade, which is what we're doing now in this country. The beginning of this deployment, I think, was difficult for a lot of us because we didn't know what to expect until we actually got here. A lot of the new guys that came in, they hear the stories, they hear the stuff that some of the prior deployers have told them about the things they saw and the things that they've done, and then they get here and there's no expectations from us because we don't really know what we're going to do until we get here. Upon arriving in the theater, I think it was a big shock for a lot of us because it wasn't the combat aspect of it at all. It was, let's finally help the local nationals and the government of Iraq rebuild their country. And that's what we've been doing. I was previously in another province as a project purchasing officer. And my job there was to mitigate and to manage projects that help the local nationals and the government of Iraq. Each province has different strong points and different weak points on what they need. Daikar province, we build a lot of schools for kids, a lot. We open and close the projects, we do ribbon cutting ceremonies, and we monitor the progression of the work, and we monitor the funds that are being put into the project. We help agriculture. We help the Iraqi people and the local nationals for each town be able to fund themselves and provide money for themselves. Rice silos, granaries, fish hatcheries. The biggest edible fish here is the carp. So we build fish hatcheries where they can raise their own fish and sell their own fish at markets. We build bridges that connect villages to each other so local farmers can cross the river and sell their product in another village to expand their product. we gear all of our focus towards the rebuilding of Iraq. We deal with cities that hold millions of people and projects inside those cities. And we deal with villages that hold 100 people, 80 people. So we deal with the big populace and the small populace. Coming here now to this province, I guess I'm a project manager. You've spoken to a few of the PPOs already, the project purchasing officers. And their job is to go out and manage these Iraqi contractors that we hire with their companies, and to make sure that what is needed is being done properly, i.e. electrical work, the water that runs into the facility, the electrical transformers, is it powering this building? Is the construction being done properly? Once it's done, the contract is done, we do 30-day follow-ups to make sure that the project is still being used. And this whole time, we have the Iraqi local nationals with us. We have the managers of the building that we're going to have. We have the mayors. We have the governors of Iraq. Everybody is involved in these projects. We've got bilingual, bicultural analysts. We've got engineers. Everything is done by the book to help the people. And they help us with the projects. We don't do anything on our own. We don't work the projects on our own. They assist us. We don't travel on the roads alone. The IP and the IA, they assist us. We tell them where we have to go and they lead us. I think at one point it's their job to ensure our safety while we're out. Because our focus is now not towards combat, our focus is now towards the rebuilding of Iraq, finally. Now moving here, being a project manager, I manage the PPOs that you spoke with. I manage the paperwork. I make sure that all the paperwork is done correctly, is filled out correctly, that we monitor a percentage chart of how much work they do in a week and how much percentage is completed. We have a lot of obstacles now that are in the way. We have Ramadan that is currently going on right now. So that slows work down. We've got the rainy season that's coming up. That's going to slow work down. So these PPOs have to be out there and mitigate these contractors and kind of find out how they work and what they're going to do. What is their level of work? And then we have to let them know what we are expecting of them in order to construct this building. And then we have an engineer that is a constructional engineer that is his sole purpose is to make sure the construction of the building is correct. We have an electrical engineer. His sole purpose is to check the electricity in the building. We have a water engineer, a road engineer. We have engineers for everything from the Iraqi side that come and help us. The big difference now that I think for me is after the 4 deployments and seeing the first 3 deployments, I didn't see anything in regards to rebuilding. Now, and this is my personal opinion, now I'm actually able to see Iraq being rebuilt and us being able to go home. We're actually doing things that we set out to do and we're accomplishing the mission. We finished the schools. So now, instead of kids going into a little mud hut for a classroom, they have an actual school that you would see stateside. They have water companies, they have oil refineries, they have agriculture, they have everything. We are finally, or I am finally seeing this country turning around and being able to fend for itself, which was our mission, and we're accomplishing that mission. I think that's what really opens up my eyes. Let's accomplish the mission, and let's all go home.
Great. Thank you very much. That was great.